The Knicks just finished running into a buzzsaw that is the Dallas Mavericks. All that and much more on the Knicks Digest. What's up, guys? It's your boy Dariel. Let's get right into today's video. Before I dive into the game and breaking it down from what I saw, what I like, what I didn't like, I want to give a huge shout out to Marcel, running Mavericks Digest channel. I know he's in a group chat going crazy, trolling us Knicks fans, just telling us why the Mavericks are the superior team, probably why we didn't even have a chance, all that stuff. So Marcel, shout out to you for your guys coming out to play, for getting the W, and showing everybody why they're a team that might need to be reckoned with. But this is not a Mavericks Digest channel. This is a Knicks Digest channel. So I want to focus on the Knicks. So losing to the Mavericks 114 to 129. Listen, man, the Mavericks were just hitting their shots, specifically in the first half. Like, they were going crazy. They were going crazy and hit the three-pointers. And although Cat ended up having a decent game, 25 points, 7 of 16 from the floor, 2 of 4 three-point line, converting 9 of his 10 free throws. Brunson had a really solid game, 37 points, 14 of 21. He only took three-pointers, and he didn't hit any of them. 9 of 10 from the free throw line. Going back to Cat, 25 points. He had 14 rebounds and 4 assists. It's just right now we're kind of just looking to keep our heads above water. Derek Lively played today, but Daniel Gafford didn't play. Klay Thompson didn't play. Luka didn't play. So Dallas wasn't at full strength. When they have their two big men playing, man, I'm just glad Cat didn't have to go up against both of them. Just going up against Lively himself, super active, athletic, just always around the rim, looking to tip in dunks. Cat had a lot to deal with, and that's with Gafford not playing. So Cat just had a lot on his shoulders, and then again, like I keep saying, Chris and I keep saying, after Cat, we're going to be depending on Jericho Sims. Jericho Sims tonight, he gave us 13 minutes. I'm not even going to give you the stats because they're at this point, Jericho Sims, we don't even know what you're really capable of doing. You're pretty much just getting the minutes over Ariel Hukporti because you have a little bit more time in the league than him. Precious Achiuwa is looking like he's going to be making a comeback soon, hopefully. But as far for the rest of the Knicks, Mikal Bridges, it looks like he's still in his shooting woes. 20 points, which is cool, but if you look at the actual shooting numbers, 8 of 19 from the field, 4 of 10 from three-point line, and no free throws. That is a really big number. The free throws, one thing that I always look at when I look at the box score is free throws. The amount of free throws that a player takes in a game, it gives me a good indication of how aggressive they were. Now, in today's NBA landscape, that number might be a little bit tricky because a lot of players, they're getting their fouls called on three-point shots, kicking out their legs, Reggie Miller style. But for this game, Mikal Bridges, I didn't really see him be aggressive going to the hole. So 0 free throw attempts, that shows me, and me watching the game with my 2 eyes, yeah, Mikal Bridges wasn't as aggressive as far as putting the ball on the floor and going to the rack. Was he taking shots? Absolutely. And if you caught Chris and I's post game the other night, that's one thing we focused on with Mikal Bridges. We know that he's in a shooting funk, but the only way to get out of that funk is to shoot it. So we do want him to continue to shoot to get out of the funk that he's in. But man, if you keep seeing that the ball is rimming in and out and it's just not going in, what do? Put the ball on the rack, go to the Baja, go to the rack, and get an easy 2. See the ball go through the rim. Or get to the free throw line, and those are 2 easy free points. And once you see the ball go through the net, then everything's going to start flowing seamlessly. OG Anunoby, coming off his historic career night against the Denver Nuggets. Tonight, not so much. 8 points, 3 of 15 from the field, 0 of 8 for three-point line. He only had 2 free throws, and he converted both of them. OG didn't have it tonight. I talked about Cat. I talked about Jalen Brunson. Josh Hart, the Iron Man of the team, or the heart and soul of the team, however you want to look at it. 12 points, 5 of 10 from the field, 1 of 2 from three-point line. He only went to the line once, and he hit that 1 free throw. 2 rebounds and 3 assists. Josh Hart is most effective when he's in the double-double range, when you're looking at anywhere from 10 to 18 points with anywhere 10 to 15 rebounds. And yeah, he had the 12 points, but he only had 2 rebounds. Josh Hart, I don't know. Tonight, I also see Josh Hart getting a little bit flummoxed with the refs a lot. I think it was the very first play of today's game where he went to the rack and he does his usual left, right foot gather. And as soon as he landed, he missed the layup, but as soon as he landed, he's like really making a case for a foul to be called. And I've been noticing that within the last few games with Josh Hart specifically, that he's getting really frustrated that he's not getting these fouls called for him. And man, at this point, yo, you just gotta play through it, Josh. You just gotta play through it. The Dallas Mavericks, definitely impressive. Without Luka, without Klay and Daniel Gafford, like they came out in the first half and they just put their foot on their neck with the Knicks. They were up by 20, 25 points at different points of this game. Towards the end of the game, we tried to make it a game, but this is how it's gonna be until we get a whole squad back. Until we get Mitchell Robinson, until we get Precious. Deuce did play. It looks like he's really getting over that knee inflammation. Played on, what's today? Today's Wednesday. So Monday against the Denver Nuggets. He played in that game and he played in today's game. Today's game, he had 5 points, 1 of 2 from the field. Took 1 3-pointer and he missed that. 3 of 3 from his free throws. So it looks like Deuce is getting back into the swing of things. Cameron Payne, 6 points, 2 of 3 from the field. He took 1 3-pointer, he missed that. 2 of 2 from free throws. So we didn't get a lot from our bench tonight. Jericho Sims, I already talked about him. We know that what that's going to look like. He's going to be setting screens. He's going to be rolling to the rim, but they're not really looking for him. So I don't really expect a lot of productivity from Jericho Sims. Deuce is just getting over that knee inflammation, so it might take him a little bit of time to get back into the rhythm of things. But Campaign, I gave you his stats. He played 20 minutes tonight, and this is what I'm worried about Campaign. There are some nights where he's going to be looking like the next wave of Jamal Crawford, and who's the other 6 man that I'm thinking about? Lou Williams. He's looking like the next version of that. And then there's going to be other nights where he's having games like this. So I'm telling you guys something that you guys already know. The depth that we have is a little scary. And we're really relying on our starting 5. And this is something that Chris and I were probably going to have to harp on every game. We got to look at the minutes that Tibbs is playing these guys. Mikal played 39, OG 40, Karl Anthony Towns 35, Jalen Brunson 36, Josh Hart 42. Like, at this point, what is Coach Tibbs supposed to do? Like, yeah, the only thing I can think of is go from an 8-man rotation, maybe push it to a 9-man rotation and lessen the blow on some of these starting 5. But then again, if we look at Jericho Sims or Ariel Hukporti, like, I get why Coach Tibbs doesn't really trust him as much. So he's in a little bit of a tough spot. But this is what it's going to look like from now until we get our whole squad back. When Mitchell Robinson comes back, and then after probably a month, he's coming back in the beginning of 2025, so January, February. So let's say he comes back in February. We shouldn't expect Mitchell Robinson to be 100% until probably March. So, and hopefully no other injuries start piling up. Precious is way past the hamstring injury. Deuce is way past the knee inflammation. So we're not going to see this team whole until, let's say, March, if Mitchell Robinson comes back in February. So that's a long time. That's a long time from here until March, and we're just gonna have to find a way to keep our head above water. Win one, lose one. I just want us to be around 500 around the All-Star break, or a little bit better than 500. But I gotta salute the Dallas Mavericks because they didn't have all their guys today. They missing, obviously, the cornerstone of the franchise, Luka, Klay Thompson, the big offseason signing, and Daniel Gafford, who, in my opinion, he's in the conversation for one of the better starting bigs, not based off of talent or skills, just the quality of player. And he's definitely in the conversation for one of, if not the better starting bigs in the league. And the Dallas Mavericks didn't have any of those 3 players. And the first half, we kind of wet the bed, man. But I don't really think it's for a lack of trying. I just think the Dallas Mavericks, they just caught a heater, hitting all their shots. But guys, that's it for today's video. I want to say thank you so much for checking it out. You guys know the drill. You know the vibes. Jalen Brunson for all the MVPs. The deuce is loose. Shout out Deuce McBride. And I'm changing it from Mikal Bridges to OG Anunoby. OG Anunoby for Defensive Player of the Year. Taj Gibson, even though you're in Charlotte and not a Knickerbocker anymore, it's always Taj Gibson for President. But until next time, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And we'll check you out on the next video. Peace.